Hey guys, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com with another wicked recipe for you guys. Today we're making curry chicken. But before we get to the curry chicken recipe, do give the video a thumbs up or like it. Below is where you're going to leave me your comments. And if you want all the latest videos sent directly to you as soon as they get published, above me, you're going to see that subscribe button. Click on it. All the latest videos sent directly to you. Today we're making curry chicken, Caribbean style. And it's not chicken curry, curry chicken. Let's be clear. Over here I have my sort of curry paste cooking away. Wicked smell throughout the house. Over here I have the chicken all seasoned. It's been marinating for a couple hours. So we're good to go. So up next I'm going to go through the ingredients with you guys, and then we're going to get to the actual cooking process. Let's see if we can quickly run through the ingredients for making this Caribbean style curry chicken. This is going to be different than the curry from the way they curry chicken out in Asia. So first up, over here I have 4 pounds of chicken legs with thighs. I washed, I cut up into pieces, took off most of the skin and the fat that I could, and I washed it out with some vinegar and water. If you don't have vinegar, you can use some lime juice or lemon juice. And then I drained it dry, so that's all set and ready to be marinated. Over here is where all that flavor is going to come from. Up front I have here about 3/4 teaspoon of salt. You may need to adjust the salt later on in the cooking process, but again, you can tailor or modify this dish to your own liking. 3 cloves of garlic. I've got here a tablespoon and a half of a Madras style curry. However, as I've said before, and I will keep saying, I love the Caribbean style blend of curry powder. So this is what I'm using. I believe it's a Chief brand from Trinidad and Tobago. Over here, something that may not be too familiar with some of you, this here is amchur masala. It's a combination of cumin and coriander and a whole bunch of different things in there. It's very smoky, very dark, a unique flavor altogether. And I have here about half a teaspoon of that amchur masala. It's something that's totally optional as far as this recipe goes, but trust me, it will add another dimension of flavor to this curry chicken dish. If you have the prepared green seasoning that we use in the Caribbean, you can leave out the following 3 items. Here I have some shadow benny. It's kind of scraggly, it's kind of wilted, but hey, it's early spring. There's none fresh here for me, so I got to use what I got. So I got maybe about 3 or 4 stems of that. 2 scallions, green onions, spring onions, whatever you want to call it. There's 2 of them there. And I've got some fresh thyme, maybe about 5 sprigs of thyme. So the 3 things I just mentioned there, if you have the prepared green seasoning, you don't need those 3. Just use a tablespoon of that prepared green seasoning. 1 ripe tomato, Caribbean sunshine, heat, flavor. Hey, everything comes from this baby here. I'm going to use about half of this. I like my curry chicken rather spicy. An onion, small. I'm going to divide it. Half is going to go into the marinating of the chicken and half is going to go into the first step in cooking the curry chicken. Some vegetable oil. I'm going to use about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of that vegetable oil. We will also need about a cup, and anywhere from a cup to a cup and a half of water. If I forgot anything during this little intro here as far as ingredients go, I will mention it to you as we go along. And looking at it, I can tell I already forgot something. We're going to need about a tablespoon or so of ketchup. Now for seasoning the chicken so it will marinate, because we got to marinate this for at least 1 hour. Couple hours would be perfect. In goes the salt first. It may look like a lot of salt, but trust me, it technically isn't. In goes that amchur masala. A squirt of ketchup. You're probably watching this and thinking, hey, that's probably the same, it's pretty similar to the way I seasoned the chicken for the stew chicken that I made. And you're quite correct. It is pretty much the same sort of seasoning for marinating, except in this case we added that ancho masala. And I have everything else all chopped up here except for the thyme. I'm just going to break that up a bit with my hand and let's dump it in there. The stems and everything is quite cool. In goes the scallion, the shadow benny, the hot pepper, half of that onion and the tomato. And all I'm going to do now, and this is totally optional too for you guys, you can hit him some black pepper if you want here. So all I'm going to do now is get a spoon. Well, I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to use my hands, but you can use a spoon, because I mean to say you're dealing with hot peppers and everything else here. You're going to give this a good once over, because you want all those flavors to marry together, all those things to connect with each piece of meat. Let them be friendly with each other. Just think about it. All these, oh, and it's going to smell wicked too. The smell of all these herbs and everything else. I'm just going to go ahead, mix this up some more, give it the black pepper, and then we're going to allow it to marinate for at least 1 hour. Don't look now, but I got my Dutchie pot here. Pass the Dutchie on the left. Shabba! I got my pot on a high heat, nice and hot now. So what we're going to do is to add that vegetable oil to it. And then since the pot is hot, that oil is going to be at the right temperature for me to add the other half of that onion. Get them all in there, as well as the garlic. Just going to give that a quick stir. Now I have my heat on high, so what I'm going to do is, because I want this to sweat down and release all those flavors of the garlic and the onion without burning it. So I'm going to reduce the heat down to like a medium heat or so. Give that a quick stir. You're going to get that rich scent of that cooked fried garlic going on here. We're making the base for this curry at this point. Now here's the thing. The way I'm about to curry this chicken is going to be different than the way your mom, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, your nene, whoever used to do it. But trust me, it is going to be just as delicious, or dare I say, even better, shaba, than theirs. It's been about 3 minutes, so I'm going to cook in this onion garlic on low. I'm just going to turn up the heat a little bit more. Give that one more stir, a quick stir. And then I'm going to add the curry powder. Yes, you see me add that curry powder directly to the pot here. Give that a quick stir, because you want to sort of patch it or toast it on the bottom of the pot here to release all those flavors of that mixed curry powder. Your house is going to be smelling beautiful at this point. That curry, the garlic, the onion. Oh, it's smelling nice. Nice and toasted now. So all I'm going to do is to add some water to the pot, and this is going to be about 1/4 cup of water I'm adding to the pot here. I have my heat set at medium heat, and you're going to notice you're going to form a sort of a thick slurry on the bottom. This is exactly what we're doing. We're creating a paste. Now we want to cook this, so I'm going to turn it down to low, because I want this curry to cook for about 3-4 minutes, so you don't get that sort of raw curry taste when the dish is all done. So I'm going to let this cook now on a very low heat for about 3-4 minutes, and it's going to, until it all dries up, all that liquid basically. The curry liquid here has been cooking now for about 4 minutes or so. It's nice and thick. The bottom of my Dutchie pan here is coated all the way through with that curry paste that we created. I just turned my heat up, because we're going to be adding the seasoned chicken to this at this point. One more stir, because I want the pot nice and hot when the chicken goes in there. So in goes the pieces of chicken with the marinade and everything. Now you'll notice I didn't use a lot of oil. A lot of curry dishes, curry chicken and stuff like that, they tend to use a lot of oil in cooking, but I'm trying to cut back on all that stuff. So all I'm doing is coating each piece of chicken with that lovely curry base we created, and I'm just going to continue doing that until just about everything is in there. Just going to scrape all that down. can leave back some of the marinade in the bowl here. We are going to be using that in a second. I'm going to show you guys what we'll be doing. So all I'm doing is pretty much stirring this, because I want to pick up all that curry flavor, all that curry goodness on the bottom of the pot. Listen to that sound. Lord. So all I'm going to do here now, guys, I'm going to put the lid on this, and I'm going to turn my heat down to medium and allow that to do its thing. What's going to happen is it's going to release its own liquids, and that's exactly what we're looking for, because we need to cook this for about 15 minutes in its own juices. It's been about 6 minutes since we added that chicken. I just want to give you guys a peek and to show you what I meant about releasing its own juices. As you can see on the bottom here, maybe I should take some out. Notice all those juices? That was released by the chicken itself. So what I've been doing is every 3 or 4 minutes I've been giving it a good stir. I want this to cook for 15 minutes, like I said earlier, before we do anything else. One more thing I wanted to mention to you guys. In the same bowl that we marinated the chicken in, I put 1.25 cups of water in there. We're going to be using that. Now, I put it in that bowl because I want to pick up any sort of marinade or herbs or seasonings or anything that was left back in the bowl, because we really want to get all the flavors from everything that we're using. I'm just going to put the lid back on here and let that cook until it's 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes now since we chunkated chicken in here. So what I'm going to do is give it another stir. There's still quite a bit of liquid here. So what we need to do, because we want that rich curry flavor to infuse this chicken, so we're going to burn off all that water, all that liquid, and force those flavors into the chicken. So I just turned up my heat to high now. This is going to start bubbling rapidly. And like I said, all we're doing, we're going to add some color to this, and we're going to infuse that chicken with this curry. It took about 5 minutes, but most of that liquid is now gone. What you see on the bottom here, actually what I'm going to show you guys right now is, remember that time that I put in there with a sprig and everything? Now is when I'm going to fish that out, get rid of that. But most of that liquid is gone. What you see on the bottom here is a thick sort of slurry kind of niceness going on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add that liquid that we added to the bowl that we marinated the chicken. Give that a good stir. My pot is still on high heat. I'm going to give that a good stir. Try and scrape the bottom of the pot a bit, because you want to pick up all those flavors. The Cooking Network, they usually say we're deglazing the pan. So I just deglazed the pan there with that liquid. I'm going to bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to keep it at a rolling boil with the lid halfway on like this. The reason for that is we want to burn off that liquid, create a nice thick gravy to go with it. I'm boiling some rice, so I need the gravy for my rice. I'm going to let this go now. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm going to let it go for another 10 minutes, and then it should be perfectly cooked. The curry chicken is done. I'm just going to turn off my stove here. The gravy is nice and thick to the consistency I want. I tasted it for salt. So remember, do a couple things for me. Taste for salt, add some more if you need to, and also check to see if the consistency of it, as far as the gravy goes, is what you like. I need mine a little bit runny, a little bit, well, it's fairly thick, as you can see. Some beautiful pieces of chicken. You can see some of that marinade still on there, like the scallions as well as the shadow benny. Little pieces of it, it's still in there. So it's a nice, thick, lovely curry sauce as well. You're gonna love this. Shaba, and by the way, if you guys are wondering why I've been bawling out Shaba all the while, Mr. Loverman himself, what I did was, yesterday I was chatting with my sister, and she mentioned she was playing some Shaba ranks for my niece to listen to. I guess that's probably considered old school now. So I had it stuck in my head. I do apologize for blurting that out ever so often. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Thanks again, guys, for joining me in the kitchen. As usual, I'm liking myself because I'm gonna have me a nice dose of curry chicken with some rice. I've got some avocado. Let me show you guys. I've got my avocado already ripe and good to go. I've got some sliced cucumbers. All that's missing to make this the perfect meal for me is some watercress. Maybe I'll hit the grocery store and get some watercress. But this is good to go. Give it a try. You guys are gonna like it. I use dark meat because I like the flavor from dark meat. But if you want to mix it up and use white and dark meat, you do your thing. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Don't forget to tell your friends about the channel and do give this recipe a try.